Well, what in Alan Titchmarsh's underpants is going on here? I don't have a Rover 75 Tourer in Wedgwood, do I? Well, here I am, back in a Rover 75 Tourer. Now this car is, in some ways, the replacement for Fred the Shed, because externally and internally it does have a few things that need looking at, replacing. It's had a really, really bad water leak, which could be coming from the screen or the scuttle or it can't be coming from the sunroof because it doesn't have one, but of course it does have roof rails, so it could be coming from there. Up in this lovely part of Lancashire, we see lots of sheep, and lots of sheep on the housing estate that I've just been to collect this car. Sheep everywhere. That's something. Then I came out the road. What else did I see? A chicken. Honestly, I saw a chicken crossing the road. I seem to be doing a lot of this, just picking cars up that have no MOT on and hoping for the best. This one has 5 days left, which isn't much. Let me tell you, this car has come at the very best price one can imagine, and I'm not going to tell you what that is. Let's talk about the interior of this car then. It's the cloth seat edition. It has 4 electric windows. One of them I know works, the others I haven't tried yet. It's got a rip in the carpet. It's got a bit missing off the gear knob, and the headlining is of course sagging. Why wouldn't it be? If it's not sagging, it can't possibly be a British car. Mind you, then again, even when I get in a German car, it ends up with a saggy headlining. It has 181,000 miles on the clock, and externally it's had some corrosion going on and has been welded. It's got a bit of green stuff to remove. No problem. This car's not really had a great deal of use in the past few years. Because it's a 51 plate, it did have a proper carpet. It did. But the water ingress got so bad, something had to be done about it. And it's got the proper wood dash as well, which is nice to see. Diesel, manual, clutch and dual mass flywheel, done only a couple of years ago. So that's also a positive. And beyond all of this other stuff, it's not rattling on the suspension. That's a good sign. The tyres are all legal, might be a bit old, might be considered past their sell-by date, but they've got plenty of tread on them. This car is perfect for my purposes. Yes, another car that I have to keep. Oh dear, which one should I sell instead then? Don't know, maybe that Land Rover that I've already said that I want to keep. There, that's the one, yeah. This is perfect because it's an estate car, it has a tow bar, it's not overly precious, it's a diesel, and if you want to hear furthermore my Mick Jagger impressions, just keep watching. Doesn't sound much like him. Sounds like Jeremy Vine. There are loads of reasons to drive a Rover 75, and one of them is that this is rather good. I have always banged on about the Rover 75 as being one of those cars that I find to be really irritating, really rather bad, and I'm going to stop that now. I am, because, well, I don't want to appear ungrateful, do I? Driver's door card is it's got that typical issue where it doesn't really like to fit properly. That's acceptable. Gives it some character, doesn't it? You know, you have to keep doing that, but actually it's not going back in place. So it just means that you have to tolerate a rattle coming from the door card, which is much better than from the drop links or from somewhere else like that. Indeed. Evidence that this car's not really been used since its previous MOT. All the seat belts are plugged in the back. That means no one's been in the back of this car for over a year. My first impressions of this car then are that it's quite together. It's not knocking anywhere on the suspension. I mean, that doesn't mean that I won't find the rear arms have gone really bad or something like that, but I don't think it needs anything on the front. They are prone to front subframe issues as well. Yeah. You know, I could be really lucky here, or I could just end up with the usual situation where corrosion is extensive underneath. We'll find out. I think the Rover 75 Tourer is a very handsome car. It's going to be quite necessary to have a good look around this before taking it in for its MOT. Things I need to pay close attention to: corrosion, subframes, suspension. They might be good. Well, that's a good start. No play in the rear wheels, and everything appears to be coated in this black stuff. Or like that rear arm over there is actually quite new looking. Good. Good. What about the front? MOT men have a great knack for spotting things that normal people, mortals, non-MOT men, whatever. Seriously, you cheeky git! This Nissan Micra, just where I stopped at the cross-hatching thing, this car just came and just drove in front of me. Oh gosh. Uh-oh. My inspection didn't really show anything that I consider to be a problem. So you never know. It might just be alright. I don't know the car. The airbag light hasn't come on. That's a start. And now the brakes are working better because it's been used. And it's booked in for MOT in an hour. This is the new Mustard. The new Mustard doesn't hang around. The new Mustard just gets on and does things. Yeah? Do you like that? What the hell's this guy doing? My only concern with MOT is the smoke, because it's a bit smoky and the idle's a little bit on the lumpy side. So I'm thinking that maybe it's got a slightly faulty injector, or maybe it needs a jolly good thrashing, the old Italian tune-up, because I presume it's been driven quite carefully and it's not been driven any distances. So I'm going to give it a couple of precautionary cloggings, because unfortunately driving a car carefully for any great length of time isn't particularly good for the engine, and they do need a bit of a clear out. So let's have another bash up here just now. Oh, that's cleared it. That's much better. When I put my foot down for the first time in this car, loads and loads of black smoke. So it obviously needed a clear out straight away. Interesting, eh? Yes, I'm sure you find that fascinating. One more for good measure. Roundy boot, roundy boot, roundy boot, boot, roundy boot, roundy boot, roundy boot. And that is now idling a bit more smoothly. Stood for a few minutes and it's gone a bit lumpy again. Hopefully it will just be, fine. Now that it's had a little bit of a workout, it's time to open up the bonnet and see if there's any oil in it. There we are, the M47 engine. Look at that, the oil's clean, like it's just been changed.
And now it's time for the sound to disappear, as featured in all my
I am
videos.
seriously not messing about with this one, because there we go. Good, eh? Very, very good. Gosh, what a positive day. But to end this rather positive day, and it will be getting dark soon, I am going to now get rid of some green stuff that's accumulating. Yep, it's not been washed for a while. The car's not been used for a while. And all this stuff does tend to build up and look rather grotty. Oh. And that is where we start to polish the headlamps. Whilst I'm waiting for my battery charge, because starting polishing a headlamp, then of course battery goes flat. Let's talk about some of the pre-project drive stuff that this car has. See, the chrome grille.
Bullet mirrors.
Underneath the carpet we find a brand new fire extinguisher. Well, one that's not been used anyway. Chrome lashing hooks. And, well, of course, what I do need now for this car is a carpet, because this one's just a bit knackered. This works as well. Oh, that's very dull. And there is the end of my day, which is a day that's gone beyond 6 o'clock, I reckon. Thank you. Quite possibly one of the most productive and pleasing days I've had in quite a while. And now I have an exceedingly slow drive home. Feel quite content with this car actually, with its lovely glowing red dashboard, the display, which is a bit pixelated but still working, showing a range of 183 miles, and I've not even put any fuel in it, so that's very, very lucky indeed. There comes a point in a video where the thank yous need to be dished out. Yeah. And the people I'd like to thank are those that have watched this video, and those that have liked it, and those that are subscribers, and those that are channel members. But also I'd like to thank a man called Bill for letting me take this car rather than having it scrapped. It was worthwhile taking. And a man called Andy for not being too cruel on the MOT. So, bye-bye now.
It's no good for your eyes, because I think I've got quite...
Just one more thing. This car needs a name. I was thinking Kenneth. But if you can think of something more suitable that I prefer, go ahead.
No, I'm still talking, but I'm still getting it over. I'm still not making the point I want to make. No, the point I want to make is one that's different to one that I am making, you see. Oh,
Kiss twat. You stupid knob. You can't put that shit in the video. Come on, mate.